right, guys, welcome back to the channel. And today I'm here with a very special guest who is my client, Vince. And we are on the brink of a photo shoot, really to display the incredible shape that he's been able to achieve. So I wanted to go through, first of all, where he was when we first met, his journey in fitness, and just delve into some of his mindsets, because the shape that this guy is in right now at 58 is something that society at large tells us, which is kind of impossible to achieve at this age, achieve a new peak in terms of shape. And he's completely surpassed that. So I just wanted to pick his brain and highlight him. And the first thing I want to ask you, Vince, is just kind of where were you from a physical exercise standpoint when we first started speaking?
Okay. Well, thank you very much for the for the intro there. When you and I first started, I think it was about February of last year, started chatting, and I think I just saw you on Instagram, and a couple of your posts just kind of hit home, and then I was kind of like clicking through your page and looking through some of the stuff you had, and you know, some of it was just form, like, hey, let's do this exercise. I'm like, wow, this guy's got like incredible form. Like, okay, check one box. Okay, this guy's talking about mindset and you know what it takes to kind of get stuff done. And man, that's another thing I agree with. Check there, you know. And then there were a couple ones that were just super emotional, where you kind of talked about like the why of why you do this, and some of them just hit straight to the heart. You know what I mean? And I was like, wow, check there. And I was like, this guy just has something there. There's something between technical knowledge, between heart, between soul, drive, ambition, and motivation that just really resonated with me. And you and I started talking, and I think we talked for like about 6 months and whatnot before I even kind of signed on as a client. And you kind of put the bug in my ear and said, hey, Vince, I think I can take you to the next level. And I'd already been working out for, you know, 20 something years. And, you know, I thought I was in good shape. And I just thought, well, hey, if you think you can, you know, sort of bring me to another level and get me there, like, let's do it. It just seemed like the logical next step was, you know, because one thing about fitness and it just becomes a journey in and of itself. You know, the drive to kind of move to the next level constantly, whether it's increase in weight, increase in technique, get more size, just the drive for more, you know, and that just really resonated with me. And when you kind of threw out that challenge to me, I was like, all right, let's do it. And now here we are.
Yeah, and just to be detailed in what we did, you know, we started out with a priming phase where we just kind of gave him a new stimulus, which he wasn't exposed to. And that for us was really full body training. It's a style of training that's kind of been put on the back burner by most. But I oftentimes say, you know, the style of training that you should go into is the one that you're not currently being exposed to. So we did kind of a re-engineering of the way he was training. And then after that, we went into a muscle building phase. And this is really where things got exciting, because we did about a 9 or 10 week intensive muscle building phase where he took a DEXA scan and he was able to put on almost 3 pounds of muscle. And for anyone who's been training for a long time knows that muscular gains are hard to come by, especially for someone like Vince who's been training for a long period of time. So I just wanted to ask you now, like, from where you were when we started to where you are now, tell me some of the physical changes you've noticed, but also on the other layer of mindset, of standards, which we speak a lot about. Like, how has that helped evolve you from where you were at?
So it was funny because when you and I first started training, and you're like, listen, I want you to go just max out to the point where you can't lift another one anymore. I want you completely at your max. I'm like, what? Because I traditionally trained with, like, you know, 1 rep in reserve, kind of a last good rep and whatnot. And when you were like, no, I want you just to go all out and just give me everything you've got to the point where you cannot lift one more again. It was just a whole mindset shift. And that really just shifted everything, because when I kind of got in that groove of, all right, I'm going to give this all I've got. I want to hit 10 and You know, if I can get 10, great. If I can get 11, even better. 9 felt like a failure. But if 9 was the number, 9 was the number, and I had to work towards that 10 or that 11, you know? But that spills over into life. And it spills over into the way I approach, business and go after clients and customers and stuff like that. And I'm like, I want this. I want this. And I'm going to give it everything I've got. And I'm just going to go until I just until there's nothing left, and nothing feels better when you've, it's kind of like when you warm up, work out hard, you give it everything you got. You're like, nothing was left on the table because you prepped, you performed well, and boom, at the end, maybe you got that 9 or 10 or 11. You know what I mean? You feel great about that. Same thing in work and business. It was like, okay, going after this customer, got to prep, got to prepare, got to get in there, got to give a good pitch, boom, land the business. It just feels great. It's the same thinking, it's the same mentality. It's all about preparation, hard work, putting in the time, and then when the result finally happens, you feel great at the end of the day. And even if you don't get that last rep or you don't get that last sale, you still feel that sense of pride that said, I gave this thing everything I had. And at the end of the day, that's all you can do. And 9 times out of 10, you will get that rep and you will get that sale. But hey, you got to let 1 or 2 go,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I love what you said there, because it was like you were already in great shape and you were already training at a high level. And basically our conversation was, I saw the potential in you with your structure, with your mindset, already a successful guy, to just take it to the next level and redefine what his peak was. And, I think a lot of people at a certain age, they kind of just give up on that objective. So my next question for you is like, what would you say to anyone who kind of feels like, after 40 or 45, I'm just kind of done and things are kind of bound to decline? What would you say to those people who think that that's the end?
I would say that's complete bullshit. There is no such thing. I mean, I'm 58. I don't feel like I'm 58. I don't know how you're supposed to feel, to be honest with you. But I don't wake up in the morning with, oh, this hurts, and oh, my back this, and oh, I have this pain or arthritis. Like, those are just all excuses at the end of the day. I mean, if you are sedentary, things creak and things don't feel good. But if you get up and you start moving, it's amazing how good anybody could feel just moving their limbs and their joints around and whatnot. And that just gets, when you do that every day, you feel better every day. You can get stronger every day. You can get faster every day. You can do 1,000 things better just through repetition. So when people say things like, oh, it sucks to get old, I'm like, no, it doesn't. It absolutely does not. I feel fantastic. I mean, yeah, do I wish I had the nice brown hair, dark hair like you? Yes. Do I wish I could roll back some of these wrinkles? Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? They were earned over time. Hard work, heartache, a lot of mistakes in life. And now they're, I don't know, little badges of honor, but I'll take that and a 6-pack and a pair of biceps any day of the week. So yeah, I don't buy into this whole, especially men with things like, oh, your testosterone goes down. I'm like, it's because you sit on your ass. Oh, I'm not, you lose muscle strength. I'm like, because you don't move. Oh, my back hurts. I'm like, because you sit all day long. Every one of those things are cause and effect through inactivity, just people just not moving,
Yeah, yeah. Well, because so many people have that mindset, I kind of want to tap into your mindset. Like, what drives you, Vince? Because not everyone has that software, uploaded. So I just want to understand what's your driving force? What is really causing you to be this ambitious and propel yourself to the next level? What's the X factor, and what goes on in your consciousness that was like, hey, this is far from the end. In fact, this could potentially be a peak.
I would say it's ebbed and flowed over the years. So probably when I first started working out and trying to get myself into shape, it was about, me, sort of the younger version of myself that was not very athletic, that was a little bit on the chubby side growing up, insecure, and trying to, get him off the field and sort of reinvent myself as this, stronger, more athletic version of myself. Great. So kind of I conquered that demon, put him away. He's kind of in the past. I don't really think about him too much anymore. And then as time went on, I started enjoying it just for the sake of enjoying it. It became part of my life and who I am. I get up every morning at 4 a.m. in the morning. I'm at the gym at 5 a.m. I go on with my day at around 7 o'clock and come home and family, work, all that fun stuff. And it just became like a great way to start my day. Like I get up in the morning, I work out, I feel great, I feel like I can conquer the world. I feel like I've accomplished something already. And then I just take that into the workplace and into the rest of the day. And like, wow, I feel good. This is awesome. And then as time went on, people come up to you, start talking to you and stuff like that. I'm also at an age where I've done a lot of things and seen a lot of things. I'm looking to retire in the next couple years. And I thought, and actually you once upon a time had said something to me that really stuck. It said, have you ever thought of giving back? And when I thought about that, I was like, maybe I can. I said, maybe I can help other people. So then I thought to myself, okay, I want to retire, but I'm not going to sit home, do nothing. And I thought, well, what if I eventually got into personal training and could be in a position to help other people achieve their goals physically, mentally, and in life? And I just thought that would just be awesome. So now it's kind of taken on kind of a life of its own where I, trying to study for that, learn a lot of the technical stuff to one day, be a trainer. Also at the same time, keep myself what I think is in good shape and whatnot, because I don't know anybody that wants to go to a trainer who looks kind of like a lump, right? You want them to look at you and be like, wow, this is my trainer over here, and be inspirational to other people, and not because it's like, oh, wow, this guy's got a six pack, but it's like, no, you can kind of balance life and fitness and success all in the same day without sacrificing things. It's not about like, oh, hey, look at Raph over there. He looks great. That's probably because he's a trainer and just works out all day long and doesn't do anything else. No, he does 1,000 other things in the day. He's got a balanced lifestyle. He just learned to kind of put it all together in one place at one time, look great, have the lifestyle, and be healthy and help others. So, I thought, what a kind of cool thing to do as I move into what are, my golden years.
That's great. Yeah. So it's almost come full circle, like everything that he's learned along the way, reaching this pinnacle and now giving back. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I wanted to just understand from you, like through our process so far together, what's been in your mind something that's differentiated this from other programs you've tried and kind of gotten you to this next level of result? Like, what are some of the key aspects that we've gone through together that you feel really allowed you to get there?
I would say the biggest thing is when we kind of talk, and the one word that I love that like when I think of you, Raph, it's like standards, and you just keep putting that word out there, and I just love it because I could always set goals. Okay, I'm going to do this, and maybe I'll get there, maybe I won't. But when you set a standard, it actually makes that goal easier to achieve, because the goal is something you want to reach to up here, but it's kind of like climbing stairs. I'm at this stair, and my goal is to get to the next stair. Great. But if I screw up, I might go down a step, and now I got to super leap 2 steps to get to that goal. If I set a standard of the stair that I'm on, it just says, I'm not going down here. This is where it is, and I'm going to work towards the goal. So it literally gives you a floor. Then when you reach that goal, boom, okay, great. Set another goal, that goal becomes your standard. your new standard. So I just love that mentality because it almost keeps you in check and keeps you from a free fall of going below things. And then it just makes life a lot easier, you know? I mean, to do some of the final prep and stuff like that, you know, drinking is not a really thing, but I'm like, you know what, I don't want to drink. You know what I mean? That's a standard that I've set for myself. I don't really enjoy it. It doesn't make me feel good. Friday night or Saturday night, I don't want to hang out and just drink with my buddies and stuff like that because Sunday I want to come in and do legs. Like that's literally like a standard because I could say, hey, let me go hang out with the guys and yeah, it'll be fun and whatnot. But then what am I going to do? I'm going to go down 3 steps. Want to come in and do leg day on Sunday? Oh, good Lord. I'll never reach a goal. I'll never get stronger. I'll never build quads.
Yeah, yeah. And final question here, you know, what would you say to anyone who's kind of on the fence about getting help, about seeking support in getting to the next level and not limiting themselves by a mindset that says that this is the best that they're going to get? What would you say to somebody who's just maybe indecisive at this point?
I would say the best thing you can always do for yourself is find somebody who is an expert at what they do and learn from them because you can't do it all yourself. Chances are you have a family, you have a spouse, you have friends, you have a lot of people around you and they'll throw you out a lot of advice and stuff like that. But, you know, it's not expert advice and there's nothing wrong with saying, hey, I don't know all the steps to get there and I need somebody to help me to get to the next level. And it really is empowering when you do that because it, you know, one thing I've learned in my 58 years is it seems like with each year, I just learned that there's things I just don't know. Lots of things I don't know. So rather than just, you know, being like, oh, I don't know how to do that. What do I do? Go find somebody. Go find somebody who actually knows what to do and can help you get to that next level. And it just makes it so much more enjoyable of an experience to do that, to reach out, to get that expertise, because there's tricks out there. There's not just tricks, but just, again, just a mindset that you may not have and a skill set that you might not have. And when you find somebody like yourself who just, you know, has it all, it makes a huge difference. And you're my 4th online coach that I've had, and I don't want to disparage anybody before you because they were all fantastic, but you know, I purposely, one of the reasons I you know, came to you is because you were literally the smartest person I could find, and I was like, you know, I want to take my game to the next level, and this guy is 3 levels above that, so let's go. And it's just been an amazing ride ever since, and we're only just getting started at this point, so you know, more to come.
Absolutely. Thank you for your words, Vince. And you guys are going to see to come. We're doing a photo shoot tomorrow, and we're really going to reveal this amazing physique he's built and really the underlying mindset that allowed him to get there, which we spoke about here. So yeah, there's more to come. We're about to film a workout now, his last real workout before we go and display everything in a photo shoot. So stay tuned.